And now, the national anthem of Germany. 下面演奏德国国歌。
We're all set for this game day 3 matchup at the 2019 FIBA World Cup. Myself, Tim Long, alongside former NBA champion Andrew Gaze, with you to call the action here in Shenzhen. Both teams looking for their first win of the tournament. Jordan, their first ever World Cup win. It could yet be an important victory in terms of qualifying for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Oh my word, and still a lot of pride at stake with both these teams, and going home to some different circumstances, because Jordan really playing with not a lot to lose, and that Tucker from out on your screen, he's performed admirably for Jordan, impressive at the rim, strong, powerful player, and Germany has got so much talent, just haven't been able to put it together, and it's about a bit of redemption for them in the last few games.
We'll take a look at the two starting lineups and rosters in just a moment as the players go through their final warm-ups, but first the introduction of your officiating team for this first contest here in Shenzhen today. And after relying almost solely on FIBAWC centre Ahmad Al-Douari and naturalised scorer Dar Tucker in game 1, a few others did step up for Jordan against France. Captain Zaid Abbas had 12 points and 7 rebounds. Young point guard Freddie Ibrahim had 9 as well as 4 assists, and Mahmoud Abdeen had 8. No doubt Al-Douari and Tucker still the go-to guys though.
Oh my word, they are. They've got enough talent out there they've shown for certain parts of the game. Even against France, at the end of the first quarter, it was very much a ball game, but then just the sheer weight of numbers of their more superior opponents. And one of the shining lights, I think, for this Jordan team, a player they might have discovered, is this man, Freddie Ibrahim. He played college basketball in the United States, only at the 2nd division level, but he played at the University of Tampa, and raised in Canada, but Jordanian parents, and in this tournament so far, as a youngster, straight out of college, done very well.
So much talent on the German team here in Shenzhen, but they really haven't got the best out of it. They've been heavily reliant on NBA star Dennis Schroeder to score and create. Limited impact from the likes of Kleber, Zipser, and the captain, Robin Benzing, who was superb in qualifying. And after 25 points against France in game 1, they hardly utilised Johannes Voetman against the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's right. When you look at this German team and you look at someone like Dennis Schroeder, this guy on your screen, Mayadu Lowe, he also played college basketball at the University of Columbia, so that speaks about his IQ going to an Ivy League school, and done some terrific things with Munich, averaging 7 points and a couple of assists per game. Shoots very well from the three-point line, close to 40%, and he's another one that probably could give a little bit more with this German team.
Well, the fans are ready here in Shenzhen to watch Jordan against Germany. The Jordan team that battled back from a 16-point deficit to take a couple of leads against Dominican Republic in game 1. They also missed a chance to tie in the final 10 seconds before ultimately going down by 4 points. On Tuesday, they kept up with France for 17 minutes and then saw the French bridge the halftime interval with a 20-0 run. They shot 40% from long range against France, but went from shooting 59% on the inside to just 40% in game 2.
That man there on your screen, he's under a lot of pressure as well.
As for Germany, it was a nightmare start to the tournament, conceding the first 14 points of the game to France. Failed to score at all for nearly 7.5 minutes. They did fight back through their long-range shooting to win the second half of that one by 12, but lost the game by 4. And then against Dominican Republic, they shot just 3 of 19 for 16% from the three-point line. Couldn't move the ball effectively against the Dominican defense. Just 10 assists in the whole game. Schroeder with 7 of them.
That's right, and you look at this German team and a lot of pressure now on players. Dennis Schroeder, we spoke about how much of a superstar he can be. He's top 10 in top 5 in scoring, top 10 in scoring in the competition, but it's the way in which he's got his points. He's got it at a very, very low clip. Only shooting it at 32% from the field. That's well below what he would be expecting. And the problem that it does with Germany, he's taking so many shots and the ball's in his hands a lot. It's really distracted from guys like you mentioned, Benzing, Kleber and Zipser. Any shots that they get, they're not in rhythm, it's not in the flow of the game. They look a little disjointed, particularly on the offensive end.
Germany have lost their first 2 games of the FIBA Basketball World Cup for the first ever time. In fact, their last win in the competition was against Jordan back in 2010, 91-73. Jordan have lost all of their 7 World Cup games. The only team to have played more in the competition without winning is the United Arab Emirates. And Jordan would match them at 0-8 with a defeat in this one. It's Tucker who starts with the ball for Jordan. Abbas, the captain, into Al-Dweri, up against Tice on the inside and gets the better of him.
Great start for Al-Dweri. Had a tough time against Rudy Gobert the other night, as most centers do with his size and length, and that time just went to work on Tice. Tice needs to do a better job getting him from that deep in the paint.
Daniel Tice of the Boston Celtics. He created some room that time for Germany to knock down their first shot as well. Paul Zipser, who was only 1 of 9 from the field over the first 2 games.
One of the things that stuck out to me in this tournament so far is how teams are handling on-ball screens, and a lot of them, it's really hard to identify their plan.
Here's Alawadi, back to Tucker. Tucker to take the 3 with a hand in his face, and he got it over the top of Zipser.
He's got that range, and more importantly, he has no conscience on this team. He knows he's got to play to a very high level, put a lot of points on the board if Jordan is going to have any chance at all.
Schroeder to Kleber. The NBA guys in the thick of the action straight away, and starting to feel it, those players who've struggled in this tournament so far.
Gets it down low again. The help came, but just a little too late. See Tucker, reaching in, but I think the foul was on Abbas, but Kleber happy to see the ball go through the hole, and would just be happy if he actually got a field goal attempt.
Only 2 of 10 from the field for 6 points against France. Didn't take a single shot against Dominican Republic. Here they come again. Akpinar down the floor, left-hand layup is good.
Needless to say, when you're up against a superior, talented team, turnovers will kill you, and that time leading to a uncontested layup.
Tucker looking for Abbas. Up against Zipser. Here's Alawadi. There's the fake bounce pass in the lane, put in by Al-Dweri. Nice play from Alawadi. Schroeder using the frame of Tice, goes around him, finds the open man on the perimeter, and Maxi Kleber knocks it down. He's got as many field goals already in the opening 2 minutes of this one as he had in the opening 2 games.
Obviously, the quality of the opponent is a lot different, but coming off Maxi Kleber, I know he hasn't done a lot throughout the tournament, but on those on-ball screens, it's got to be the postman that's offering the help. When you're coming off those shooters, leaves them wide open.
Tucker. Alawadi out to Abbas in the corner, falls well short. Rebound grabbed by Zipser. Schroeder with a quick pass down the floor to Akpinar. Schroeder fires it in to Tice. It's another easy score for Germany.
It is, and again, it's the rotation. Tice getting way too deep. You saw Abdeen come in. See the on-ball screen here. The help comes from the post. Abdeen tries to get over, but just not quick enough. Needs to tag that roller a lot earlier.
These two combined have started 8 of 9 from the field.
Wow.
And another. Alawadi from the corner.
Very accommodating defense. A lot of open shots. Alawadi didn't even need to put the ball on the floor that time.
And a steal for Jordan. Aldweri, the big man carrying the ball down the floor. Tucker, he's open for a three-point attempt as well, not this time. Schroeder will take his time. Far side Akpinar into the lane, floats one, halfway down, back out again. Tice the offensive rebound. Akpinar forced away by Abdeen. And Schroeder with the shot clock down to 5. To the far side, the fake by Zipser. He drives in. That is a pretty finish.
Little show and go. Gets up into the air. See it. Shows it to the rim and tucks it around. Nice.
Tucker. Aldweri calling for it. Went the other way to Abbas. Alawadi. Alawadi into the lane. Tucker up against Zipser on the outside. Dar Tucker on the crossover. And floats one in between two Germans.
This has been a very entertaining start by both these teams. 86%, 6 of 7 we've got for Germany and 5 of 7 for Jordan. Some outstanding shooting.
Kleber completely open for 3. In, out and back in again, and a foul.
They'll count the basket, but it was on Tice on the rebound. So he picks up the personal foul, but the 3 points still counts.
So we're now at 12 of 15 from the field.
I think it does say a fair bit about the defense we're seeing when you're shooting at this clip. Take nothing away from the offense. You've got to still put the ball in the hole. But gee, there's been some open looks and easy drives to the basket.
Abbas to Aldweri. Aldweri looking to go to work on Tice here. Edge of the paint, backing him down. And a foul call. That's a couple on Tice.
He thought he was coming out of the game, went to the side, but that's real tough on Tice. He's got to do a better job of pushing him off the box and maybe not letting him catch it, maybe half front him down low. He's just going to back him in like that. Going to put a lot of pressure on Tice. And here we go again.
Yeah. Looking for the third maybe. Kicks it out this time. Ibrahim, the young point guard. Cross-court pass was off the mark for Alawadi. Musa Alawadi, who averaged 11 points in qualifying, shot 42% from three-point range. Only 2.5 points per game over the first 2 games of this tournament, but he's got going with a 3 early in this one. Everybody's got going in this one. Kleber misses. Aldweri the rebound. Just across the midway point of the first quarter, Germany by 5. Ibrahim looking to work with Aldweri. He's directing traffic from the high post. Dar Tucker around the sizable frame of the center. Tucker going through the gears, misses the layup.
Good drive by Tucker. Knew Tice had those 2 fouls, tried to attack him. Draw another foul on him.
And Tice for 3. Pleased with that one.
Couldn't buy one in the important game against Dominican Republic. Had 4 3-point field goal attempts all in the second half when the game was on the line and came up empty. So you could see he throw his hands in the air in relief to see that one go in.
And that was really the personification of where Germany seemed to lose the plot in that game, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and we look at this one here with Tucker just trying to thread the needle. Aldweri, good look. Aldweri's got obviously a focal part of their offense, and as Germany get hold of this game, they try to go to one of their 2 main scoring options, and another turnover.
Tice coming out to run interference for Schroeder. Schroeder trying the highlight reel pass towards Tice. It didn't come off, turned back over, and then back to Germany again. Zipser to Tice, throwing one high. Oh my word, how about the finish from Maxi Kleber. Finally, some German joy at the World Cup.
I thought the pass was a poor one. I thought it was going into the stands. But Kleber just rises above and stuffs it in the hole. Beautiful play. Abbas helpless underneath and gets posterized.
Kleber clobberer over the top of the Jordanian captain. Germany up by 10, timeout called by Jordan.
Good timeout by Jordan as well, I must have. Game getting slipping away from the early stages.
Number 10 got 2 fouls. Attack him right now. He's not going to defend. He's going to strong to the basket. Hey, we got a defense, though, guys. Come on. Hey, we got to manage runs.
Defense is certainly the order of the day for Jordan, and turnovers. Jordan lead the tournament in turnovers per game at 19 a game, and that leads to some plays that can be aesthetically very pleasing, but not so good for Jordan's prospects of getting a win.
And that was as emphatic as any play we've seen on this court here in Shenzhen. The two NBAers, Tice and Kleber, combining. Alawadi, Al-Dwari, the man who won the EuroLeague with FIBAWC in 2017, looking to bully his way to the basket. Abbas is there to pick up the pieces.
Much needed one for Jordan. Momentum going all the way with Germany after that alley-oop play.
Footman in the game, looking to find Kleber, who was rising again, and he lands on the sideline.
I don't think this is by accident. They're trying to get Kleber going. He's been virtually unsighted throughout the first 2 games, and in this one here, really trying to get him going early. He's 4 of 5 from the field, and he's got the 11 points. That's more like what we're expecting from Maxi Kleber.
Half of Germany's offensive output so far from the man who plays with the Dallas Mavericks. Abbas, another offensive rebound here. Twisting and turning, back out, Tucker. Hesitated on the 3. Abbas, shot clock to 4. Abbas back out. Ibrahim will take it on the step to the side and buries it at the buzzer.
He's feeling it. He was 3 of 5 from the 3-point line against France, and he continues on with that good form.
Maudolao. Footman rolling in, space on the perimeter for Schroeder, nothing but net.
Schroeder really looking to be the facilitator in this one so far. That time wide open, splashes the 3.
Germany are 10 of 12 from the field. Schroeder's got 6 assists, and that was his first score.
Yeah, the mood that Schroeder's in, I think we might need to get the record books just standing by already with those 6 assists, and it seems like he's in that mood where he's just trying to create for everyone else. Freddie Ibrahim, you see him there with a nice fake. That's really good composure. Real young player, just come out of college, only played at the 2nd division, which is a solid level, but this would be 7 or 8 times advanced on what he's normally used to with the size and athleticism of these players.
Tucker guarded by Giffey. Shot clock to 5 for Dar Tucker, looking to dance with the defense. Didn't really shake it off. Giffey stuck with him all the way. Bartle comes out of a pack of bodies with the ball. Low. Footman. 5 of 7 from the outside in game 1. Here's Low. He's going to shoot the 3 this time. Only Germany's 3rd miss of the game. Abbas looking to attack strong, run into a big frame underneath. It will remain Jordan ball though.
As we've spoken about with Jordan, trying to control the tempo was vital, and Abbas there, his intentions are admirable, trying to make something happen in the transition, but he's going into a forest there. Bartle well and truly established his position. It was always going to be a tough shot, and In those circumstances, pull it out, get it through some motion, use up, have those types of shots in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, not in the first 5 seconds. Abbas for the offensive foul. I think he's going to be called for the push-off.
That's 5 turnovers for Jordan in the first 9 minutes.
Well, they're on par for their average, averaging 19, in fact, slightly ahead. Gee, Benzing, you can see why Abbas pushed off. You're right, he was holding. Abbas has something to complain about.
And there's another whistle as Germany come quick down the floor. Just over a minute remaining in the first. Germany 25 points in the quarter, leading Jordan by 8.
Low coming down the floor, just a little push off. And gets called for the foul.
Benzing into Low. Here's Niels Giffey. Giffey to the foul line, back out. Footman for 3, got it. He only took 2 shots in game 2. He was electric in game 1.
He must not have read the scouting report from game 1 because you can't afford to leave him that open from the 3-point line.
He was 10 of 12 from the field altogether. Here's Tucker. Here's Hussein into the game, stepping away from Footman, but missing the difficult shot. And the shot clock turned off at the end of the first. Germany by 11. Modolo will take his time and work with every remaining second. Footman comes out, Low around him. Ooh. Finding a passage into the paint, across to the far side. Good look for 3. Will it go off the hop? No. And this at the buzzer for the captain, Robin Benzing. And that will do it for the opening quarter here. Germany shooting the lights out. 11 points the lead against Jordan, 28-17 at the end of 1.
Great start by Germany, particularly on the offensive end. Well, both teams, as you mentioned, shooting incredibly. 11 of 15, 73%. You cast your mind back to 5 days ago, they were 1 of 17 against France. So a radical transformation. Of course, the opponents are a lot different. And a healthy 7 of 14, still 50% for Jordan, but it's those turnovers that's really hurt them. 5 of them, it's not just the volume of turnovers. Most of them have led to pretty easy transition baskets for Germany as well. Tucker coming in and got going early on, but they did a good job of containing him throughout the second part of the quarter, and just the way in which Germany were able to share the ball around. Zipser just getting to the rim that time. And 28 points for any team in this competition is way too many. But if you're Jordan and you're saying, well, what is our best prospect of winning? Their best prospect of winning is trying to keep the scores as low as they possibly can. They need this game in the 70s or even 60s if they're going to have any sort of chance, because their ability to get 80 plus against a quality defense like Germany is going to be very tough. Right now, they've got to get over 100.
Do make sure you get the official FIBA 2019 World Cup app if you haven't already. It's got all the information you need on there, and plenty of highlights and wonderful plays like the one we've seen as well from Maxi, Kleber, Tucker with 5 points to lead the way for Jordan, but Kleber 11 for Germany, having averaged just 3 across the first 2 games. Start of the second quarter, Germany leading Jordan 28-17. Here's Giffey. Bartel comes out to set the screen. Giffey looking back for Bartel, called for a travel.
Like a little hop, step and a jump. And gets called for the travel.
So Germany have had 4 turnovers in just over 10 minutes. Ibrahim looking to go through the gears and turn on the afterburners as well as he beats Mo Low down the floor, and that is not easy to do.
A little symbolic of the problems that Germany have had on the defensive end. Freddie Ibrahim started beyond the centre line and goes all the way, not even touched for an uncontested layup. It's just poor court awareness.
Here's Benzing, or Bartle rather, going to work down low, missing the shot. A chance for Jordan to close the gap here, down by 9. Ibrahim lost it on the dribble, recovered it, working behind the sizable frame of Al-Dwari. He floats one over the top. A much more difficult shot this time, but turned over by Germany for the 5th time in the game. Ibrahim to Hussein, long 2 if it goes, it doesn't. Al-Dwari, offensive rebound, looking to volley his way past Footman, and he forces it home.
We haven't seen this lineup before with Al-Dwari and Hussein on together. They've gone big to try and deal with the size of Germany, and that leaves Al-Dwari having to guard Bartle. That'll be a challenge.
Here's Footman. And here is Bartle, free for the long 2, and he makes it count.
That's the exact matchup that I was talking about. Means he's got to stretch the floor, run out to the perimeter, and chase Bartle all over the place. That's probably not Al-Dwari's strength.
Here goes Tucker. He got contact as he rose to the rim.
With this lineup, to me, it reeks of trying a zone. Just put your 2 bigs around the basket, try and compact your defense. Fair enough, you're gonna give up some opportunities like that, but right now they're giving up both, inside and outside. And take away one and just live with the perimeter game. Try and get out there, close out, because the formula they've got right now has got Germany on pace to be in the 120s.
You see the 2 bigs on the edge of the paint there, Hamad Hussein and Ahmed Al-Dwari, both close to 7 feet tall. Hussein 2 meters 12, Al-Dwari 2 meters 10.
Hussein guarding Falkman as well. He's a renowned 3-point shooter. He's going to have to spend a lot of time on the perimeter.
And stepping in here, Bartle back to Giffey onto the corner to Lowe. Lowe to Footman, trying to find Giffey on the cut to the basket in traffic, and Al-Dwari comes away with it. Ibrahim from a couple of feet back, got it to go. He's feeling it in the first half. Freddie Ibrahim.
My word, he is, and they've cut the lead to 4. And Coach Joey Stibing said, "What are you talking about, guys? What would you know? I've got my 2 big fellas out there, and look at the points we're putting on the board and the stuff we're getting." Terrific stuff.
8 points for Ibrahim, 2 of 2 from the outside in the last couple of minutes, and Germany call a timeout. An 11-point lead has been cut to just 4.
Inspired a few minutes by Jordan coming out, and Freddie Ibrahim, we featured him in the pre-game and spoke about his upside. He is just a young man that's playing above himself right now with the scoring, the creativity off the bounce. Got a big smile on his face, and the worry beads for Germany come out again.
This is the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup. The likes of Freddie Ibrahim and Dar Tucker there as well are looking to make a name for themselves. And Ibrahim doing that at the moment. 8 points to lead Jordan on their comeback trail. Germany up by 4. Here's Giffey. Giffey looking to attack against Al-Dwari, and there's Ibrahim with a block as well from the blind side.
Why did the officials stop the game? There's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And they get a reset for that. My goodness, that is just unbelievable why they would disadvantage Jordan like that. That's just, to me, a poor officiating decision.
Jordan have to dig their heels in on defense again. Bartle inside to Fugman. Maybe justice done.
Absolutely.
Germany have gone from 28 points in the first quarter
Yeah.
to just 2 in almost 3 minutes.
And they have these dry spells. Straight away, Coach Rudel changes, brings back Schroeder.
7 turnovers for Germany as well now. Ibrahim against Schroeder, creates a bit of room. Schroeder back with him. If you're going to create a name for yourself, do it against Germany's start, and the whistle on the play.
There was a lot of dribbling there and not a lot of ball movement or action. There you see a couple of his, well, you don't see it, but we see it, that a couple of the teammates come up and just have a little word to Freddie and say, I suggest they're saying, well, we know you're feeling it and we need you out here, but let's get that ball moving a little bit.
Tucker to inbound to Ibrahim. Ibrahim working behind the frame of Al-Dwari, bypasses him to the far side. El-Hamashe onto Al-Dwari around Fugman. He was looking to attack strong, and he was greeted mid-air by Kleber, and there was a foul.
Al-Dwari just goes about his business in a no-nonsense fashion. I love the way he plays with his teammates. There you see the foul, the reaching foul.
He was dominant. Game day 1 high in the World Cup, 34 points, 78% shooting from the field. And then held by France to just 6 points on Tuesday, 3 of 6 from the field still. But up against the likes of Gobert and Poirier, didn't have it anywhere near as easy.
He's up to 8 now. He's 3 of 4 from the field, got the 3 rebounds, so he's putting in some solid work against Germany.
Here's Fugman. Oh, he spins away into the lane. Kleber for 3, locked and loaded and firing. 14 first half points for Maxi Kleber. Germany just about keeping Jordan at arm's length. Al-Dwari. Hussein's perched on the perimeter as Al-Dwari draws the double team. He's looking for his fellow big man. And he's surrounded as well now and can't thread the eye of the needle. Schroeder. Akpenar deflected off the hands of Ibrahim. Akpenar from the corner. Tucker the flying rebound.
Germany have done a good job of containing Tucker, and Tucker just trying to take matters into his own hands.
Able to keep it alive off the high bounce inside to Al-Dwari. The ceiling put up above him. Still Jordanian ball, 9 on the shot clock.
Abbas coming back in, some real quality minutes by Hussein. He checks out of the game. And you saw the last 2 possessions with Hussein in there. It was really creating no space for Al-Dwari because they allowed them, the other big, to come and double. So Abbas providing a little bit more perimeter threat will make Kleber thinking about going and sending that double team down.
Alawadi for 3, no. Zipser to Schroeder. Schroeder to the foul line. Takes the ring road, looking to work behind Fugman. Bypasses him, Akpenar firing it in down the baseline towards Fugman. There's a risky pass with Al-Dwari there, and they still get possession. Schroeder to inbound to Zipser. There is Fugman, who had 25 points against France. Zipser. And a foul against Jordan on Abbas.
Abbas working to try and prevent that entry pass into Kleber. He knows if he gets it that deep. You see, they're just trying to front him, get in front and hooked him with the left hand. That's where the foul was called. The idea was right. Get in front, make him throw a lob, do something different, because if he catches it, Kleber catches it that deep, he's high percentage.
Ahmad Al-Hamashe comes in.
Abbas is out.
Schroeder to inbound. Here's Zipser. Schroeder on the move, receives it far side, quick turnaround, three-point shot. He's got another one. A couple of triples for Schroeder. Germany back up by 8. Ibrahim around Al-Dwari looking for his third three. Freddie Ibrahim on fire.
He's feeling it. He is in that rhythm where that rim looks like a hula hoop right now.
Here's Kleber. And Akpinar. No look pass across to Tice, far side. Tice running into trouble, back to Akpinar. High for Tice, can he reel it in? No. Well saved by Ibrahim as well, balancing the baseline. Tucker, step back, crossover three, way off.
Poor shot. That's just Tucker saying, well, I haven't had a touch for a while, I haven't had a shot, so I'm just going to throw up anything, and that's missed by a long way. Real poor shot selection, and it leads to that.
Well, the flying frame of Al-Dwari would have eclipsed the lights as he got it in the corner here. Kleber, but onto Akpinar, and he still drilled it over the top of the near 7-footer.
It is, it's a nice shot, but they really shouldn't have been in that situation. Just a real poor shot selection. You could see Tucker in their screen as he walked away there. He knew exactly what had happened. Tucker just coming down, blazing away from the three on that first option. I'd much rather see him get to the rim. That's really good advice to try and close out. You've got to pick your poison. And trying to take away the penetration is vital, but just go out, contest. If they shoot over a hand and it drops in, you shake their hand and say, well done. But giving them both, and that time there we saw a couple of, for the last couple of minutes, of wide open threes that really uncontested.
Akpinar hitting the latest three for Germany, and they're 8 of 11 from downtown. Jordan at 5 of 9. Tucker missing their latest one though. He's not a player that shoots the ball particularly well from deep. He's so explosive on the burst to the basket. And he's so used to scoring so many points. And here he goes, looking to get inside. Got Kleber momentarily up in the air, and then he gets trapped by Zipser. Steps out. Al-Hamashe misses the layup. And here goes Akpinar, quick down the floor. Should have been a simple score. And Kleber says, I'll have another 2 instead.
As a coach, Joey Stiving would be internally not happy. He drew up a play that was not represented in that last time out. Just came down, no pass offense. Tucker just going one-on-one. This is better. They get it through some hands, bit of ball movement, and then Tucker can still do his thing at the end of the set.
Ibrahim looking for Al-Dwari, and Tice stuck his leg out. And that with 0.7 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's the putback from Kleber, who's got 16 points. Al-Dwari, he takes it this time. Al-Hamashe, 3-point shot. Al-Hamashe, no. It's in danger of getting away from Jordan again before the halftime interval. Down by 10. Kleber for 3, only his second miss of the game.
Tucker's out of the game too, so not a lot of scoring options out there for Jordan. This guy has been.
Ibrahim got it closely by Akpinar, who fouls him. Hussein is going to come back in, and Al-Hamashe goes to the bench. So again, the 2 big Jordanian centers on the floor at the same time. Ibrahim stops and pops, misses the long two. Al-Dweri. Al-Dweri gets to the foul line here after Abu Wazeni went up to try and help on the offensive glass.
So they've called, I think they've called a flop on this one. It's a technical foul on Tice. It is tough on the officials to know exactly what there's no doubt he exaggerated and flopped. It's a pretty harsh penalty though. They get the free throw and possession of the ball. I like the rule. I like the rule to try and eliminate the flopping out of our game.
And Tice making the most of the contact. The one technical converted by Al-Dweri and possession for Jordan.
Tice's third foul, so he's gone back to the bench.
Alawadi taking on the outside shot. Another miss for him. He just can't find his groove yet at this tournament. Alawadi scored in double figures on average at his last 3 major tournaments. Schroeder looking for Zipser. Zipser, lovely bounce pass to the corner down the baseline. Kleber misses the 3. Ibrahim looking to move forward in transition. Working behind Al-Dweri again. Schroeder there to intercept. Couldn't quite reel it in, and Alawadi did enough. Germany, for the first time in the tournament, have Johannes Thiemann in the game. Alawadi will go to the bench for Jordan, so too Freddie Ibrahim. Here's Abdeen, who's come in. Al-Dasuki is in as well, gets the ball now. Al-Dweri. He's looking to attack Thiemann, and a foul called against Schroeder.
Anytime Al-Dweri gets in that low block, he's very good at just holding it, gets a slap from Schroeder, and then just getting to his spot to the middle and then the drop step. It looks really simple to be able to do that, but to be big guys dribbling the ball, crab dribbling it in, and not getting it slapped away, it's a real challenge. And Al-Dweri,
he's a man who's been coached by the very best.
Absolutely he has, and you can tell it in his technique and the way he goes about it.
Coached to that EuroLeague title in 2017 with Fenerbahce by Željko Obradović, who's, as a coach, won 9 continental crowns.
Fair effort.
Schroeder. Kleber. Schroeder around him. Al-Dasuki trying to stick with Schroeder and commits the foul. Only a minute and a half remaining in the first half. Germany up by 7. Jordan will be very happy with that.
Yeah, it's a great effort by Jordan. They weathered that early storm. Looked like Germany had come out to make a statement, that they've done really well just to hang in there. And that's really all you can expect. Scoring drying up a little bit for Germany in this second quarter.
Schroeder directing traffic. Here's Thiemann to take his first shot of the tournament. And he misses it. It was a good look for an open long 2. Al-Dweri. He shot 9 of 11 in the Euro Cup finals last season, Johannes Thiemann. Dartucker floats it high. Al-Dweri was there, but so too was Kleber.
Well read by Kleber. He's very good around the basket using his hops, and not only can he get up, they're quick hops as well. And there you see it. Just good timing by Kleber. Terrific pass by Dartucker as well. Put it on the platter. Al-Dweri's got to just be a little bit more aggressive and get after that.
And Kleber had 4 blocks against France, and then a Big block as well against Dominican Republic. Zips it from the outside. Germany starting to pull away a bit again. Double-figure lead, final seconds of the second quarter. Tucker around the high screen of Aldueri, getting some contact on his path through the paint and still putting it in.
One of the best in the tournament, just getting his head down, getting downhill and getting to the rim. Really strong.
Schroeder takes on the mid-range jumper and gets it to go. He's not missed a shot yet. 3 of 3 from the field. That was his first on the inside. 8 points.
8.7 assists. Really good half by Schroeder.
Tucker will hold it for the final shot, or at least try to, against Schroeder. 5 to shoot. And an offensive foul. So instead, Germany get the final shot.
Yeah, a little hook with the left hand. Wasn't a lot in it, but it certainly was there. Germany want a timeout to try and draw something up with 4 seconds remaining. See here, he's coming over the screen. They're trying to not let him use the screen. See the hook? The left elbow and the arm just hooking Schroeder. It's absolutely the correct call. The game is heavily weighted in favour of the offense, and if they start to let you get away with that, it's almost impossible to defend.
You saw the shooting numbers at the bottom of your screen there. Really the outside shooting for Jordan, keeping them in it. They've knocked down 5 of 10 from three-point range. In fact, we saw 6 on that graphic, but on the inside, just 37%.
That's right, the three-pointer really led by Freddie Ibrahim. He's perfect 3 of 3 from the three-point line. He's got 11 points, 4 of 6 shooting, so great half by him.
Germany still up by double digits. 4 seconds to get this final shot away. A few quicker than Dennis Schroeder to burst all the way to the basket. High off the window as he turns on the afterburners. Dennis Schroeder, a blur, taking it to the hole.
Just as the coach drew it up. 4 seconds left, get him going downhill. Aldueri doing his best to get over there, and just great touch by Schroeder. Got it up nice and high and gets the friendly bounce off the backboard, and it drops in.
He still had 0.9 seconds when he released the ball from his hands. Plenty of time for Schroeder to go all the way. What a fast, high-octane finish to a fascinating first half. Germany lead by 12 at the break, 48-36 over Jordan.
And Jordan continued to hang in there, to only be trailing it by 12 after what we saw in that first half, and a white-hot Germany team who's shooting it exceptionally well from the field. Well, that's 64%. And just the way in which that they've been able to compete on the glass, that is Jordan, to stay with a very tall, powerful, athletic German team has been admirable. And you look at the top scorers, Maxi Kleber. Now, this is what we're expecting from him throughout most of the tournament. Schroeder does his thing, has been incredibly efficient, yet to miss a field goal, I think. And this man here for Jordan, though, Freddie Ibrahim, he's been a delight. Young player, first international experience, doing some really good work of not only the three-point line, but distributing the ball as well. And a lot of work ahead for Jordan, but they're giving themselves a fighting chance. They can just solve the problem on the defensive end. Scoring to 36 points for them is not too bad. They only average 70 in the tournament, so they're almost on par, or a little over par. But if they have to score over 100 to win, they've got no chance. So they're going to have to take a superior defensive effort in this second half for Jordan to have a chance.
Germany led by the 16 points of Maxi Kleber, 10 points off perfect shooting for Dennis Schroeder, who's also got 7 assists. Jordan led by 11 apiece from Ahmad Al-Dwari and from the young guard Ibrahim. They still trail Jordan though by 12 points, 48-36 to Germany at the break. Do join us for the second half in around 5 minutes time.
Race out 40 seconds.
Now foundations of organizations founded by Yahweh into the States, dedicated to gaining underprivileged rural regions in China and help them develop their research. The privileged rural corner of the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, Yao Foundation launched the Street Journey project to let rural children take part of the world's top basketball events. 姚基金使用姚明于2008年发起，本着凝聚人的宗旨，致力于助学兴教、促进青少年健康成长的公益组织。作为2019国际篮联世界杯官方公益合作伙伴，姚基金发起圆梦之旅项目，让乡村孩子共享顶级篮球盛会的喜悦。
And the first quarter, the score. 就换人。Number 44.
It's going to be an easy 3 points right here for Leonard. Oh, Paulo! With a 360 turn and then a slam dunk.
Paczynski, bounce pass. What a play by Poland. Again, Coach Taylor has to be pleased with the off-ball movement. People don't stand around on this team.
Gasol with a massive three. Surely the dagger in the game. Touch pass and Mesri throws it down, draws the foul. He'll go to the line for a bonus.
Man, they just did the same thing Puerto Rico did to them.
Six on the shot clock. Here comes Brown. Brown, step back for three. Oh! Can you believe it? What a three from Brown! And with 5 seconds to go, Puerto Rico take the lead.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
Welcome back to the Shenzhen-based Sports Center, where Germany lead Jordan by 12 at the half, 48-36, 63% shooting from the field for Germany to get near the half-century mark over the first 2 quarters, led by the 16 points of Maxi Kleber, 10 from Dennis Schroeder, as well as 7 assists. Jordan doing their very best to keep up, though, and have certainly made it entertaining, with 11 each from Al Dwari and Freddie Ibrahim, the young guard, who's 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown. But Germany just look right on it from an offensive perspective. Jordan will be pretty happy with their offensive output, but defense has rather been cast aside here.
You could say that certainly from both teams. There's been some periods in the game where you look at it and there's been some incredible breakdowns. Maybe it's the lack of communication and urgency that's required to participate, but full credit to Jordan. They've been able to hang in there. Only shooting at 41%. They've cut down on their turnovers. They're only at 7. They've been averaging 19 a game, so that's really helped their cause. Germany, on the other hand, with the 8 turnovers, and when you consider the level of defense that they're up against, that's a little high. So Jordan would be fairly buoyant about their prospects here. Al-Dawari, he's been very good, not just in this game, throughout the tournament. Logged 19 minutes in that half as well. So he's, and Dar Tucker carrying a lot of the offensive load. Tucker had 18 minutes, and those two are going to have to continue on. But for the first time, they've found a third option in Freddie Ibrahim. He looked really good. Maxi Kleber, spoken about his abilities that have really found wanting the first 2 games. That in this one, come out and he's been the highlight of the game so far. 9 field goal attempts, 6 of 9, when he had 0.
0 in game 2. He was 2 of 10 from the field in game 1.
And maybe it starts to play in your head. You're going 2 of 10, start to feel like, well, I don't want to force the issue. But he's too good a player to go a game when you're playing for your tournament lives and not take a shot. That says a little about Maxi Kleber, but it also says something about Germany and their system to allow that to happen.
And Maxi Kleber playing in his first major international tournament with Germany, averaged only 3 points per game over the first 2 games. He's got 16 and a half here to lead all scorers in this one. And that man, Dennis Schroeder, very impressive as well with those 7 assists and 10 points.
Rüber hier, ist wieder durch, Maxi bekommt den Ball, Dennis bleibt im Rücken, he's going to come off and on ball screen, all right? You know, you can look to pick and pop this way off the long ball there, okay? If that's Dar or Musa, okay? Musa, I prefer if you can set the
Last words from the coaches, and we saw Henrik Rudel. A lot of speculation in the German press about his long-term prospects, and yesterday the president of the German Basketball Association, Ingo Weiss, came out and says there will be no changes to the coaching position, and Henrik Rudel is not in debate. So that would be reassuring for him, despite the setbacks of this tournament, that he's still on track to continue as the German coach.
And of course, Germany will be at Eurobasket 2021 as one of the co-hosts. They start the second half with a 12-point lead over Jordan here on game day 3, 48-36. These two teams already eliminated from second round contention, but will drop into the classification round, where they'll look to book their place in one of the Olympic qualifying tournaments. And that, of course, the next big challenge for these nations, getting to and then competing at Tokyo 2020.
And they'll be going into a pool with these two teams in Senegal and Canada, who both those teams are going to be significant challenges.
That'll be, I imagine, the pick of the classification round groups for sure, with those teams in it. And Germany, of course, were expected to get to the second round and fallen here in this group. And there's a violation as Abbas got it away, didn't hit the rim. Schroeder and Kleber, and then Akpinar. Here's Tice, had a look at the rim, hands it off to Schroeder instead. Oh, lovely pass from Schroeder, and Tice able to get it to go. The highlight reel assist from Schroeder.
That was all too easy. They got through their set, a number of passes barely challenged or not disrupted at all. And Schroeder didn't really need the little between the legs pass, but put on a little show for the fans to come out to check this game out.
Oh, Blairy inside, wants to attack Tice one-on-one. Tice is on 3 fouls, but got some help there from Kleber.
I like the move to go at Tice. He's got those 3 fouls, still trying to find his rhythm. Blairy down low. And somehow or other, Germany's come up with it.
There's that assist from Schroeder. Tice got the shooter's roll. Akpinar to Kleber. Here's Zipser up against Abbas, who's the only other player in the game on 3 fouls. Zipser blazes past him, but misses the layup. Now Dean hasn't had too much involvement in this one. Abdeen after 8 points against France. Here's Dar Tucker, who's got 9 so far here. Alawadi. Now Blairy creating room for him to operate. Tucker gets a good look for 3, can't hit it.
Tucker's can't just settle for the 3-ball. He's got to find his way to the rack. That's his strength. He's elite when it comes. Hello. A little bit of showtime for the fans here as well.
Maxi Kleber has been doing that all afternoon.
All irrelevant. Dead ball, the whistle had already gone, but I like the fact that he's up and about, and well, they tuck it in for the fans.
There's certainly been plenty of entertainment in this one for the fans that have shown up in Shenzhen, for two teams who can't make it to the second round. They're putting on a show. Kleber a huge part of that. Schroeder as well. Zipser catches on the move across to Tice. Threatens the 3. Aldueri sticking with him. Shot clock to 4. Crossover on the perimeter. Akpenar to try and float one. Tucker. This time he was looking to burst to the basket, just ran into a big German wall, and then all the way through goes Zipser. More for the fans to cheer here in Shenzhen. Aldueri, 16 points. The German lead now. Abdeen for 3, no. Alawadi off the offensive rebound, gives it to Abbas. It's a 4-0 start to the second half for Germany.
That's where you need to spread out for Tucker. He's got Tice on him. Instead, he settles for the 3, and this time he knocks it down. High archer. When you see that switch and you got Tice guarding Tucker, and Tice got those 3 fouls, that's the perfect opportunity to try and get to the rim. But they needed that 3 just to get that scoreboard ticking over.
Schroeder stops and pops on the foul line, misses the shot, and that's his first miss of the game. He's hit his previous 4 shots. Here's Tucker. Tucker looking to float one for Aldueri. Not quite on the same wavelength. Tucker the offensive rebound, back to Aldueri. Still can't get it on the take 2.
And Aldueri comes up with the foul as well.
It's his first.
It was in between. I'm not sure. There we see the turnover into inaction. Nice regulation dunk by Zipser.
And here's Zipser locked and loaded for 3 this time. Can't hit. Tucker. Now Abbas up against Tice. In foul trouble. Abbas loses his footing though. Schroeder. It's end-to-end stuff here. High octane. And this time Zipser left free on the perimeter again, does it?
It does. He'd missed the one beforehand and almost from the identical spot. Didn't lose confidence. Came back, same action, wide open, and this time, after the side-up, he knocks it down. It's not always easy to do when you've just missed one, to come back and let it fly again. But
Zipser's up to 12 points now, 3 Germans in double digits. That was the 9th assist for Schroeder. Timeout call by Jordan.
Turnover the game being costly for Jordan. Clearly the focus on the defensive end, as it should be. The primary focus, that is. Zipser, there's another look at the dunk from the aerial view. Fairly regulation. Didn't really express himself too much on that one. Still, very nice.
Paul Zipser, he'll be playing in the EuroLeague with Bayern Munich this coming season after a short spell in Spain and a couple of years in the NBA with Chicago. Up to 12 points, only behind the 16 of Maxi Kleber. Abdeen trying to shake off the attentions of Akpenar. Tucker, Jordan down by 16. Tucker into Aldweri. Over the top of Footman.
Good look coming out of that timeout, though. They got a good shot, high percentage shot. Aldweri that deep in the paint. He's going to make most of those.
Here's Kleber for 3. Can't add to his 16 first half points. Aldweri the rebound. Aldweri 3 of 8 from the field now. It's his least efficient game so far as it stands. Abdeen goes around the big body of his centre, throws up an air ball. Abbas is there underneath. Can he squeeze it home? He can in traffic.
Good rebound, fortuitous. The air ball causing problems and falls in the right hands if you're a Jordan fan. Gone almost 5 minutes and still haven't seen Freddie Ibrahim, who had an outstanding first half.
Oh, Schroeder all the way up to Maxi Kleber, and it is Maxi altitude.
It certainly was. Get a nosebleed up that high. But really, really poor defense. No ball pressure. Schroeder coming off that, and here we see another foul. But when an elite passer like Schroeder's got that much time, very, very hard to get for the guy defending the screen to get back. Needs some help, and with that athleticism, made it really tough. Let's have another look. See, very little ball. It's a tough pass, but just need a little bit more ball pressure. One-handed fling, and just looks like he's in slow motion today. Schroeder, the game's coming very, very easy to him.
It's 18 points for Kleber now. Here's Abbas. Lost it on the dribble. Can he recover? Just about. Has to heave it up right at the end of the shot clock. Gets nothing.
Fatigue really starting to kick in for Jordan. The cuts aren't as hard. The screens aren't being set with any sort of vigour like they were in early stages.
We were seeing 9 assists for Schroeder before that alley-oop, but it stays at 9. They must have taken another one off him. Here's Zipser. And now Footman gets it to 4.
That's just way, way too easy.
5 for Footman. Ibrahim is on the floor now for Jordan, up against Schroeder. Aldweri comes out. Oh, Schroeder almost picked off the pass. It's Aldweri into the lane, trying to squeeze it to Abbas, who's crowded out underneath. Tucker puts it up towards the end of the shot clock. Another miss, and Jordan have come completely off the rails.
They have, and really struggling to find ways in which they're going to score. Perhaps getting it middle on ball with Tucker.
Here's Maodo low. And Schroeder looking to work with Kleber again, maybe. Clings onto it. He'll go again. Able to move away from Abbas, far side. Misses the floater. Batted back into the hands of Ibrahim, who was held up at centre court. Moved on to Aldweri, who gets inside.
Almost fumbled it. Good transition. Freddie Ibrahim showed us what he can do from the three-point line with his stroke, and that time, very nice over-the-head pass to it, advance it down the court for Jordan.
Footman wants to attack down the baseline, or Zipser rather. It wouldn't go down. Ibrahim. Jordan given an opportunity to build a bit of momentum for the first time in the second half. Aldweri to Abbas, one-on-one against Zipser. Wouldn't go down, but a foul.
Good positioning by Abbas. Presented a great target. Good entry pass and gets the reward with the foul. There it is. Got Zipser on his back. And there you see the foul. Little reach in by Zipser. Kleber and Zipser check out.
And those two have combined for 30 points in this one.
Lowe gets called for the reach in. Just carrying a hand. Tucker does a good job. Saw that Lowe's hand was in there and really created that foul. Brought himself up underneath. Didn't swing the arms. I know in the NBA they've got a rule that if you swing your arms like that, but I don't think he did it on that occasion. Just went straight up. And Lowe just with his hand in the wrong spot.
So Tucker to the line for just the second time, looking to add to his 12 points. Only 4 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. He makes them both. Jordan within 14 again, 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Schroeder, who's within touching distance of a double-double, goes to work again. Lightning-fast crossover to the far side. Maodo Lowe. Footman giving him room to operate. Into the corner, three-point shot won't go down. Ibrahim, a big 2 minutes for Jordan if they want to stay in the game here. Across to Al-Hamache for three. Footman the rebound. Quick pass down the floor to Benzing. And here goes Bartle as well, puts it in.
Terrific transition offense by Germany there. A couple of passes that advance it and really putting the pressure on this fatiguing Jordan team with their defensive transition.
Tucker had another look for three. Went on to Ibrahim in the corner. He'll take it, having hit 3 in the game already, but he misses that one. Footman. Cross-court pass to Benzing, back to Schroeder. Swung on to Lowe, across to Footman in the corner. The ball movement around the perimeter for Germany. Schroeder to Footman. Is that the 10th assist? It is. Dennis has a double-double and Footman has a 3.
Gee, they shared it around that time, didn't they? They swung it from side to side. Everyone turning down good shots for even better shots. And good that they got the reward with Footman knocking down another 3.
Abbas gets away from Bartle, back to Al-Dweri, further away from the basket than he would like it, but he gets inside to score. And the underarm layup that time for Al-Dweri, who now has 15 points.
You didn't see on the screen as we take a look at the replay here, Schroeder. There's Footman wide open for 3, he knocks it down, but that last possession, Rudel, Coach Rudel from Germany, was having a conniption on the sideline, just disgusted with the defensive effort that last time. Well, that's how it looked anyway.
Akpinar, Footman going out to the perimeter, receives it again. He's hit both from the outside and his only one on the inside. He had it knocked away this time though. Bartle trying to stick with Abbas all the way down the floor. Abbas is fouled as he spins through the paint.
Number 50.
It's the 4th foul on Germany, but only 30 seconds remaining of the quarter. Second on Bartle.
Abbas, just when you lose your athleticism, you've got to become crafty. And the veteran just using his body nicely to draw the foul on Bartle.
He's averaged 10.5 points per game across 42 games in 5 different editions of the Asia Cup. Zaid Abbas, the 35-year-old captain of Jordan. $17 is the difference, and 6 seconds the differential between shot and game clock at the end of the third quarter.
Wow.
Comfortable for Bartle.
Simple cross screen, communication between the screener and the receiver. The defense, that is, non-existent.
19 the lead. Ibrahim working in the final seconds of the third. Floats it high to Al-Dweri, who got in behind to score, and he points over to Freddie Ibrahim to appreciate the contribution of the 22-year-old point guard.
Beautiful pass, right on the money, spoon-fed Al-Dweri. Could not be better. Right in the sweet spot. That takes his total, Al-Dweri, to 17 points. Also got the 8 rebounds. He's been a warrior for this Jordan team. Gets a lot of defensive attention, plays through it. Never see bad body language with him as well.
Das ging nicht, weil der Ball war oben, aber wir müssen da unten noch mal eins geben. Mal beide Arme weg, was?
bevor sie den Korbleger machen. Hey, wer auch immer von den kleineren gedeckt wird, ist uns. Wir spielen den Ball auf.
See the frustrations in Rodel, and I don't speak German, but I'd hazard a guess that it had a lot to do with what was going on the defensive end. Despite their 17-point lead, he's thinking not just about this game, but what lies ahead. Canada and Senegal, still a tough task, and they need to finish as high as they possibly can to assure themselves a spot in the Olympic qualifying tournament. And it's about developing habits. Even though it looks like they've got this game within hand, it's not so much about the score or the margin, but it's more about how in which you create habits and prepare for what lies ahead. Vast differences in resources between these two teams. You're talking about Jordan with a couple of full-time players and everyone else semi-professional. The Jordanian league is just a step above recreational basketball, so they don't get that high-level competition as opposed to a multi-million dollar lineup that Germany put together. And full credit for Germany to Jordan for the way in which they've been able to hang tough and just grind it out, guts and determination.
Jordan certainly doing their country proud, down by 17 against Germany. They have provided a stubborn test for everybody here in Group G on just their second ever appearance at a World Cup after 2010. Here we go, start of the fourth quarter as Germany look to stretch their lead with Benzing. And a turnover, and here comes Freddie Ibrahim, who helped them beat the buzzer at the end of the third. Misses as he tried to go all the way. Bartle. Low. Up against Ibrahim, he's got the size advantage. He moves it on to Fukman for another three. It was halfway down and back out.
It was, did everything but go in. Wide open again.
He shot the ball so well in games 1 and 3, Fukman. It's still quite remarkable to think he only got 2 shots in the big game against Dominican Republic.
And not just the shots, it's his minutes as well in that game.
13 minutes.
Only played 13 minutes, which was a surprise when you're coming off a huge game against a quality team like France.
He had 25 points against France. He's got 8 in this one. Akpinar. Bartle thought about the 3, went into Fukman instead. It was a risky pass, poked away above Fukman, but it's going to be German ball.
Contentious one, that one. Not sure who that came off, but referees is discussing it, and there they have it. I think they've actually found the right answer, and it's goes the way of Jordan. Fukman, I think, reached in and knocked that one out.
No score yet here in the fourth quarter. Ibrahim. FIBAWC, who had it knocked away by Bartle. Bartle moving it on quickly to Low. The cavalry arriving. Akpinar with the layup.
Turnovers, just capitalising on every single one of them now, Germany, and leading to real easy scoring opportunities. 11 turnovers in the contest for Jordan.
Now Blairy backing in against Fukman. Looking to kick out to the outside. Swung around to Dasuki. Corner 3 wouldn't go.
Dasuki is the one that had that match-winning shot against the Dominican Republic that just came up short. That goes in. They win the game.
Here's Benzing for 3. No. Grabs his own rebound. Moves it on to Bartle. Akpinar cutting into the paint. Bartle's going to do it himself. Rolls away from FIBAWC. Ibrahim. 21 the differential now, and Jordan turned it over for the 11th time.
I think it might actually be the 12th, but FIBAWC excuse me, Hussein down low. That was a great pass.
Benzing's going to take another three. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
He hasn't shot the ball well at all throughout the course of the tournament.
He was 42% from downtown in qualifying. Vogtmann on to low. And Germany tearing Jordan to shreds in transition.
Again, easy opportunity comes off another turnover. 13 turnovers now. So that's 4 in quick succession to start this fourth quarter.
Germany up by 26 points. Just over 2.5 minutes into the fourth. And Jordan call a timeout.
You coming in here, you know what you got. I mean, that's basketball. Man, simple things. Take care of the basketball. We either can quit, eat a 40-point game, or we can fight down, shut it down. That's right. Come on, locate the shooters. Why do you stop turning the ball? Come on, fight.
I love that last comment there and that timeout by Zaid Al-Khas, the assistant coach. And it's true. You can either quit and you lose by 40 or 50, or you just keep fighting. The game's out of reach, but now is the character test. You might lose the game, but don't fail the character test. And that's just energy. It's the effort on the defensive end. Keep applying yourself. Cut down on the turnovers. All those things can help with their cause.
Jordan passed the character test with flying colours in their first 2 games. Down big here against Germany, 7 minutes to play. Hussein to Al-Dwari. Al-Dwari's got to put it up right at the end of this shot clock. Nowhere near.
It's ending up in the wrong people's hand in the last 5 seconds. It's got to be in Tucker's hand.
Here's Benzing getting on it for another 3. Akpinar to Vogtmann off the offensive rebound. Bartel. Benzing's put up 3 threes in the last couple of minutes. This time swings the pass to Low. He misses one as well. And Tucker able to grab the rebound. Dar Tucker, a 2-time NBA D-League slam dunk champion. I don't think we've seen him slam the ball in any of the 3 games here. Playing against very stubborn, very talented defenses. Tucker shoots the contested 3, well short.
And he got it a little late. That's at the destination in that last 5 seconds of the shot clock, getting into his hands, perhaps in the middle on ball, and then he's got to get downhill. But you talk about him not slamming it as much despite his incredible athleticism. Having to log a lot of minutes, gets those heavy legs, and 3 games in 5 days, and you're playing 35+ minutes, that will take its toll.
Backing in all the way is Bartel, had the size advantage, and that was as easy as it gets.
Definitely needed a double team. Make them make another pass, rotate, close out, but that's just too easy with Bartel down low with that size advantage.
Maybe here deep into that 3rd game in 5 days. It is just the fatigue that's setting in for Jordan as we see them really slipping away for the first time.
It's one of the hardest things you've got to do when your morale is shot. You're in a situation where the game is over, to maintain that motivation and commitment to do the little things. That's where your system and strategy, like right now, in those circumstances, you must send a double team. Everyone should recognise it. It shouldn't just be a coach philosophy. In that situation, you recognise that, guys, Bartel's got a 15 centimetre size advantage. You've got to go help the man out.
Al-Dwari was 5 of 5 from the line before those 2 misses. So he sticks on 17 points. Jordan can't buy a point here in the fourth. They're yet to register anything in nearly 5 minutes. Johannes Thiemann will come back in for Germany, a two-time German League champion with Brose Bamberg. Two-time All-Star pick in the German League as well. Futman goes to the bench.
Didn't see a minute in the first 2 games. Thiemann.
Here's Lowe. Thiemann moving on to the inside. Some space for Bartel for 3. And he gets it. Germany still shooting above 50% from three-point range. They've knocked down 13 of 25 attempts. Hussein couldn't bank it in. And the lead will just keep growing and growing as Jordan can't score here in the fourth. Lowe leaving the defense for dead, and the over-the-head finish. Mo giving Jordan the lowdown. It's a 14-0 start to the fourth in favour of Germany. The lead is at 33.
Body language is critical in this game. They look despondent. Here we see Lowe goes in, feels the contact, gets some separation with the ball. That's a tough shot. Nice, soft hands to put it softly off the board and drops in. Beautiful by Lowe.
Abdeen to Al-Dwari. Abdeen getting inside, found a free passage through the paint. The first score, it's taken close to 6 minutes in the fourth for Jordan. And here's Obst in the game as well. Bounce pass towards Thiemann, gets his first points of the World Cup. Played with Alba Berlin in the Euro Cup last season. They lost in the finals to Valencia. Here's Tucker. Hussein calling for it. Tucker clings onto it. Now it goes into the big man who's double teamed straight away. Trying to find a way out of the corner and did, but can't get it to go over the top of Benzing. Battling for the board, not once but twice. And a foul.
And they're the little things that you like to see. Hussein with the hustle. Wasn't able to finish it, but that second and third effort, when we talk about the character test, they're the ones you want to see right now. Misses it, goes up again, gets fouled. Good hustle.
That character has got them to the line for 2. Ahmad Hussein, who is one of 3 players on this roster that played at Jordan's only previous World Cup appearance in 2010. He was only 20 years of age then. Tucker and Al-Dwari both going to the Jordanian bench. Tucker's played 33 minutes, Al-Dwari has played 36. Pretty much the entire game. Ooh, Hussein hitting hard as he tried to grab the rebound.
Still not quite understanding why from Jordan they haven't at some stage looked at a zone. Now it's always hard when you've got an opponent going 13 of 26, shooting the lights out from the three-point line. You do expose yourself in that, but just sometimes the mere fact you change things up, a different look, that variation doesn't have to be for long periods of time, but just little bits and pieces.
There goes Abdeen off the turnover from Thiemann, but he just ran into the frame of Bartel. Final 3 minutes in this one. Many of the German bench players getting some longer minutes here in the fourth. Benzing, who had 18.3 points per game in qualifying. Lowe back to the captain. Here's Lowe in the corner. And those two just keeping it between them and creating the open shot.
Just played on a quarter of the court then, a quarter of the front court, and there's a foul. One of those other ones that you look at and say sometimes in those circumstances that you can get unlucky, get pinged for an unsportsmanlike, you lose the ball, but obeyed, I think it was on that occasion. There's the little fumble, the turnover, and I guess they say that that foul was in the act of trying to compete for the ball, so maybe not a unsportsmanlike. preventing the easy transition too.
Modo low, 2.5 to play. Germany up big. Here's Obst. He'll shoot it on the move at the end of the shot clock. Misses, offensive rebound Tiemann, and he gets it to go with the contact.
No block out by Hussein. Gets the rebound. Tiemann goes up. As we look, just with his body. Try to keep his hand up with that forward motion. Coach Rudel, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on him not qualifying for the top 16, and the whole process will get analysed, but not selecting Isaac Bonga and Moritz Wagner is probably one of the other things that when you don't achieve your expectations and you leave a couple of quality players out, that those decisions also start to come into question.
Jordan emptying their bench as well. Abu Awas getting in the game. Another turnover, that's their 16th, and here goes Lowe. A few faster down the floor than him, and he tried to do something too clever and too pretty at the end of it. Abu Awas will get in for a bit of Air Jordan right at the end of this group.
That's not that easy. Abu Awas just comes in and tucks it in with two hands, but he's been sitting a long time. He's not that tall, so he's clearly got some bounce in the legs.
194, 6'4", only played 3.5 minutes over the first 2 games. Oh, and that one goes in for Hussein as well with the contact, so a chance for Jordan to at least finish strong here.
It is, and the starch has well and truly gone out of the game, but still coming down. Hussein running the floor, in traffic, gets the lucky bounce. Little fist pump, shows a bit of emotion. I like it, big fella. I like what I see.
And a lot of the players who haven't had too much time on court at the World Cup, and do remember it's only Jordan's 2nd ever appearance here, they're trying to make the most of it.
They are, and they only just made it. I think you were involved in calling some of their games.
Yeah, that's right.
The qualification, and if my memory serves me correctly, they had to beat New Zealand in the last game, which were their heavy underdogs, and they somehow found a way to get the win.
They ended New Zealand's 10-game winning streak to qualify. A 6-point win in a man. They'll have thoroughly enjoyed and learned from the occasion, I'm sure. Here's Hussein, the long 2. Rebound Bartle as we get ready to enter the final minute. Obst for 3, hits it. Andreas Obst, the 23-year-old. Didn't play at all against Dominican Republic after only 8 minutes against France.
Spectacular three-point shooting display, 52%, 15 of 29.
Final 40 seconds. Oh, lovely shot on the turnaround off the backboard from Obey. If he meant it.
Not sure he meant it, but it looked pretty and they all count. So well done.
He'd only played 2.5 minutes before today. Low to Obst. Back-to-back threes to finish with a bang. Germany will just fall short of the century mark, but players getting minutes who haven't previously and making them count. And there's Abdeen recovering across to the far side. 3-point shot right at the death for Jordan. Will go for Ahmad Al-Hamache in the final 2 seconds. And that will do it for Group G for these two. Germany get their first win of the World Cup, which they will carry through to the 2nd round in that group with Jordan as they win this one 96-62.
Yes, it's always disappointing when you can't achieve your goals, which Germany set out to do, but they played with great determination. 96 points was a great effort, but the 59% from the field, the efficiency on the offensive end was outstanding. They had 13 turnovers, which is a little high but tolerable, and it's the work down the other end to hold Jordan to 62. They applied themselves. There you see the leading scorer, Kleber and Al-Daweri, who both did some great things for their respective teams. And Germany now can go in to finish this tournament off against Canada and Senegal, carrying that win and giving themselves a better chance to qualify for the qualifications for the Olympics next year.
Germany got everybody involved as part of their 96-point haul. They had 8 players score 7 or more points, led by the 18 of Kleber, 4 in double digits, 13 for Bartel, 12 for Zipser, and a 10-point, 11-assist double-double for Dennis Schroeder, who prior to this game had become only the 3rd player to have scored 20-plus points and made 5-plus assists in back-to-back World Cup games this century. And then he adds the double-double here today.
He was great and played well within himself and clearly came out with a mission. It seemed that I want to get everyone else involved. It's not going to be about me. I'm going to try and make sure everyone feels that they're contributing, which has been a big factor with Germany. First 2 games, it was too much of the Dennis Schroeder show, and the ball was in his hands a lot, I believe, anyway. As brilliant as he is, and they made some corrections and they got the rewards, and we see in these highlights a lot of them, the easy transition baskets coming just from turnovers. And credit Germany for getting up and in and putting some pressure on the ball. And down low, size advantage, but at that time just a simple back guy in, no help coming, and it was easy as that, hence scoring at 59% from the field. It's rare you see those types of numbers in a World Cup game, but such was the dominance of Germany today.
We saw many pretty plays as well. That finish from Modolo, some spectacular slam dunks from Germany as well, but Jordan stayed in it, kept battling away and finished with a bit of a flurry after failing to score for nearly 6 minutes at the start of the quarter. They finished the 4th with 13. Bench players getting a chance in only their 2nd ever World Cup. And Freddie Ibrahim did really well, as we see him sitting on the bench there, the young point guard. Jordan were led by the 14 points of Dar Tucker and the 17 of Ahmad Al-Daweri, but Ibrahim had 11.
Well, they found one in Ibrahim. He's a player of the future, and hopefully he continues his path straight out of college, been playing Division II basketball. Hopefully he gets an opportunity at the next level to continue to grow, because Jordan need their players playing in high-level leagues in order for them to get better.
And after back-to-back defeats for Germany to start this World Cup, the first ever time that's happened to them, they finally get a win on the board. They will not make the 2nd round as they bow out of contention in that regard, but they will fall into the classification groups and carry this win with them, because Jordan will be in the same group. And they're at the moment Germany's 2nd, but they cannot finish above the Dominican Republic, who will finish with an extra point even if they lose to France in a game that is coming up in a couple of hours' time. That one will decide who wins the group and who carries through to the 2nd stage a win. Thanks for your company here. We'll see you for that one.
Level, please. Speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Test, Test, Test. Interview. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Ja, Dennis Schröder ist bei mir. Dennis, da ist er endlich, der erste WM-Sieg. Hat ein bisschen länger gedauert, als alle das geglaubt hatten. War das die Trotzreaktion, die die Mannschaft heute zeigen wollte, hier gegen Jordanien?
Ja, ich denke, die ersten 2 Spiele haben wir unter unserer Leistung gespielt. Ich glaube, dieses Spiel hat uns sehr geholfen, dass wir alle zusammen verteidigt haben, zusammen in der Offensive agiert haben.